Grind City Wrestling.
Oh yeah! Welcome to an exciting edition of Grind City Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr. Be sure to follow us on social media at Grind City Media. Take that subscribe button to Slap City wherever you're watching or listening. Also, go check out the archives. They're very, very cool. grindcitymedia.com/podcast. Last week, we talked about our top 3 patriotic wrestling characters of all time. Of course, I had the best list, but the boys had some pretty good lists as well. Go back and check that out last week in the archives. This week, it's the best wrestling that we watched all week. Plus, all 3 of us were live with our friends and family at Landers Center for AEW Collision. We'll talk about that. And we've got some fun stuff with Double J, Jeff Jarrett. You're going to hear it right here on Grind City Wrestling. But let's not waste any time. It's bell time. And introducing first is my co-host, tag team partner, one of the 3 men in the trio. It's E-Rock, Eric McMahon. What's up, E?
What up, my man? Fun time seeing you boys this past weekend at Collision. First show I got to bring my son to, so I'm pretty pumped up. Let's talk about it.
I am fired up that you brought him too, because I don't think you were at first. Like, dude, come on, man. Bring him. He's going to love it.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're just at that age where it's like, I mean, it's the impressionable age, which I wanted to get him involved, but like, it's a lot of work.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. Follow E on social media at E_MacLife. And then also introducing the 3rd man in the trio, coming to you live from Las Vegas at Summer League. It's Devin Walker.
Baby.
Hey.
I'm running on like not many hours of sleep. So guess what? We lit though. We lit, dog.
You're in Vegas? I thought you were in Salt Lake.
I was in Salt Lake yesterday.
I was going to say, what are you doing out there, Devin? But, you know, what happens in Vegas kind of stays in Vegas.
Yeah, that's very cliche. But we flew to Vegas last night. We got here around like 9 p.m. And I was up ever since. So we're working on time. My body's working on the time changes. But
you went out partying last night?
I didn't go partying, bro. I literally just went out walking with some people. We walked for a very long time. And we didn't realize when we walk so long that walking back was the hard part. So,
yeah, totally.
Yeah. Shout out to
Vegas. Follow Devin on Twitter, Devin @Devin_Walker.
Hey, two. Devin, where are you guys staying?
We're staying at Resorts World. I don't know if I should say that out loud, but we're staying at Resorts World. And I think at this
room number so and so.
I know, right? This man's trying to out me.
You got like by the Westgate? Is that out there?
I think it's by Westgate. I don't need people pulling up on me, bro. You feel me?
All right, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. So coming up on the podcast, we were all at AEW Collision at Landers Center on Saturday. We had a cool pre-party at 3 Guys Pizza Pies. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to show you guys some pictures. We'll talk about the hits and misses of AEW Live. Also, WWE Money in the Bank was Saturday. We had a watch party at Dave & Buster's. I was pretty much spot on with the predictions with WWE Money in the Bank. We'll talk about that because there's some other crazy news coming out of there as well. Plus the best wrestling that we watched all week. But first, last week, I caught up with Double J, Jeff Jarrett himself, and he finally put an end to the debate on who killed WCW. Yo, Double J, who killed WCW?
Who killed WCW? Well, like I said on my podcast at My World Pod on social media platforms, you know, it's been so highly debated, especially as of late. I mean, Snyder and Russo and Bischoff, and we could go all the way down the list. To me, that's all maybe a byproduct of one man, and that one man is Vince McMahon. By design, he decided to go after his competition after he got kind of kicked in the ass for 83 weeks, and he made it a mission. And that was what he woke up, in my opinion, every day to do, to go kill his competition. And eventually he did, and bought it for pennies on the dollar. That's killing WCW.
Welcome back. You heard it right there. And you know what? He's not wrong. Vince literally bought WCW and put it out of business. He killed it on purpose. That's the best answer I've heard so far, other than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and his his answer was coming from a place where he was in the shit, right? He was in the shit.
Absolutely, so. He was deep in the shit.
Yeah, so shout out to Double J, man.
You know when people say like I want you, so I'm gonna bury you under the jail. That's what they did with WC. He bought it and they buried all their talent except Booker T, but even buried him initially.
Yeah, absolutely. Took both belts off of him. It was a crazy thing. But anyways, finally got to the bottom of it. Vince McMahon killed WCW. We'll catch up with Jeff Jarrett again here in just a bit because I have a really, really good question regarding Memphis Wrestling for him. But first, it's the best wrestling we watched all week. E-Rock, you up first?
Okay. I'm going to go with I hadn't really ever like dialed in and watched her. And when I saw her at Collision, she was a hell of an entertainer. She was phenomenal. I couldn't get enough of Toni Storm. Her character, her acting ability, the way she captivates the crowd, you know, her handler and everything about her presentation was next freaking level. And man, she is the epitome of being an entertainer.
And she got her ass kicked last night. Mariah May beat the shit out of her last night.
She did.
And they did an amazing job of setting that story up, by the way. Of like Mariah May always following her around, like being her biggest fan. And then for the set up the Wembley show, she turns on her and beats the living crap out of her with a shoe. My bad. Bleep that. That image of her hitting her with a shoe and just stabbing it in her head and the blood just rushing. I'm like, yo, cinema. I love it.
Good job for Toni Storm. She got really, really good color for Mariah May. But you're right. You said next level. I feel like WWE really fumbled with Toni Storm, and we got to see her back in WWE at some point. No slight on AEW, but I'm just saying, like, just imagine that character in WWE and everything that they could do with it. It was so good. She was awesome live. All right, Devin, best wrestling you watched all week.
The standing ovation.
Yeah. It's so good, right? Like it's very like the Marilyn Monroe character, right? It's so
confident too. Even the silly stuff that she says it with such confidence and such character that it's just it's just so good. Good.
It's good. So the best wrestling I saw all week was seeing E-Rock at wrestling, by the way. At AEW. Shout out to E-Rock, man. He had the young one out, man. I was like, damn, E-Rock's outside. I love to see it. And I walked by you a couple times when I went to the concessions, and I was like, your son looked like he was locked in. By the way, he would look like
he had his popcorn. He was sitting on my lap. I sent a video to you guys of him he didn't really know, but he loved what he loved most was the fan engagement, like the chant, the call and response.
Right.
Yes. So that was cool, but my favorite wrestling of the week, I would probably have to say. It's hard, like, bro, because like I said, I'm one that consumed a lot of wrestling, bro. And for me, one of the highlights of the week was the Jey Uso being main event. Jey Uso being in the middle of the ring and him seeing the lights go dark, and the close up shot of him saying "yeet" and running out of the ring for the Wyatts come out. That was cool. But I might have to give my best wrestling of the week for the second time in the last 4 weeks. Dustin 5 Star, say it with me. I believe in Joe Hendry.
What a run.
We believe in Joe Hendry. We believe in Joe Hendry.
What an amazing run this guy's having. His face was the last thing you saw on NXT Heatwave. Then he main events NXT this week, picks up a victory. He did the meme in the middle of the match.
Like the fact that NXT knows when he does and they do the super zoom and he's like smiling, like that's and I know I told you guys that everybody at the Wrestle Center was telling me 3 months ago, book Joe Hendry, and I would jokingly say, who's she? Never heard of her, just goofing or whatever. And then you fast forward, had I booked him, we would be having him like right now, because that's kind of how the booking cycle goes, is you book a couple months out. We would have had him, but I didn't believe in Joe Hendry at the time. He is on fire. Let me go back too, because I feel like Money in the Bank was also this weekend, and I kind of like, because we consume so much wrestling, you kind of forget. But I guess Joe Hendry. I guess I don't want to bring it up again because I already said that one. But I guess my gold medal of best wrestling I saw all week was the crescendo of my girl, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Rhea Ripley, making her return, and Dirty Dom reenacting some of the old Eddie Guerrero stuff. They did like a side by side of him doing the Eddie Guerrero and China stuff.
Wait till he comes out. Wait till he comes out with roses this week with that mustache and the mullet. Wait till he comes out with flowers this week. It's going to be great.
So yes, I know for people like, yo, he already said Joe Hendry was his favorite wrestling a couple weeks ago. I'll give it. I'll stamp it. I'll change it. I'll give it to Rhea Ripley because, yo, that storyline is really like, it's phenomenal, bro. I love everything about it. And I know we always talk about long-term storytelling, and that is a long-term story they are telling WWE right now.
The best wrestling that I watched all week, I would have to say, it's got to be AEW Collision. It was a whole lot of fun live. Just like you said, your son sat in your lap. Man, Reese was standing on my lap and leaning on the guardrail and watching all of this. Got an up-close shot on AEW Collision, just him and his cousin. Ivy got up close shots. Look at Devin back here. But it was just a good time. And he's usually scared of the sound of the ring and everything, but it's the fan engagement and everybody else cheering and booing and doing all that kind of stuff. I just thought AEW Collision was a whole lot of fun. And also Tiffy time. Tiffy in the bank. She was awesome. She's got the briefcase. Drew McIntyre as well. There's a lot to talk about with Money in the Bank, but let's go from this to Collision, because we were all there, and I'm going to put up some of the photos and some of the videos that we took in this podcast. You'll see. Let's quickly go through some hits and misses because we were there live. First thing that I want to mention is when I walked in, Devin, was there any merch?
Yeah, bro. I told you. I saw some videos floating around.
No, fam. I walked in, and there's a bar here. There's a bar and food here, and I saw no merch at all. I didn't even see the table.
So you had to walk all the way around the damn arena to find the merch table. Because I ended up finding it eventually. And I found it, and when you get to it, it's bare thin, bro.
Dude, if you've got 3,500 people in that building, you want all of them to buy a t-shirt or something. And I think there was about 3,500 in there. What'd you think?
Yeah,
about 3,500. They did a good job of really like making it look good on TV. But yeah, but nah, bro. If you want people to become AEW fans forever, you gotta give them a piece, bro. You gotta have a piece of. I remember when I went to the AEW show at South Haven on this day. You know what I'm saying? And when I even went over there, they had a Swerve Strickland shirt that was not very good. They had a AEW Collision shirt, just a generic shirt, not like a Memphis, Tennessee or South Haven, Mississippi shirt. It was just an AEW Collision shirt.
Almost like a t-shirt toss shirt, like a self-promoted shirt. It's a t-shirt toss.
Like it was like $50. It's like, what are we doing? They had my guy, what's his name? Swerve when I drop. What's the guy? Nana. Prince Nana shirt. And they had a Will Ospreay.
Did they have the Jericho? Did they have the Jericho shirt?
Oh,
we didn't see Jericho. We didn't see Ospreay. We did not see who else you just mentioned just a second ago.
Joe, Swerve. We didn't see Swerve. We didn't see Nana. And I get, of course,
we only got to run it. We only got to run in with Jeff.
Right. It was almost like they just put Jeff on that spot so we could just see him for a second. Like I would have thought maybe we would have got a Jeff match. I mean, imagine the fans.
You know what? Actually, I one of the things I did want to bring up was Jeff Jarrett, because I listened to his podcast this week and he actually talked about, the Owen Hart Cup, right? And that his position in the Owen Hart Cup was, it's almost unsaid, but he wants it to come out through like his actions. Everybody knows that him and Owen Hart were like extremely close friends.
They were tag partners when he died.
And so he wants it to be like, I'm not going to let these people make a mockery of it and cheat and steal and to get this, because that's how much it means. So this goes lost on most people, but that's what he's trying to tell a story of without having to go back and tell the story of it, which I think now with
without him winning it, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people feel like they have to win the tournament to why they love it so much. But I feel like that's a nice little angle from Jeff to do the things he's been doing.
I have more to talk about on AEW Collision, but while we're talking about Jeff Jarrett, I did catch up with him and asked him, like I told you I would, his Mount Rushmore for Memphis wrestling. Check this out.
Oh, wow. the last outlaw, Double J, Jeff Jarrett's Mount Rushmore of Memphis wrestling. That is a really tough question, but I have to start with my all-time favorite, my childhood favorite, the fabulous one, Jackie Fargo. It's hard to have a Mount Rushmore of Memphis wrestling without him. And number two is, in a lot of ways, his protege, the King, Jerry Lawler. There's only one king of Memphis, and that's Lawler. 3 and 4, I got to go with my sentimental favorite because he was, in a lot of ways, instrumental in kind of guiding the ship from essentially 1977 on and in the heyday. And that'd be my father, Jerry Jarrett. That's the third one. The fourth one, man, you could go so many different names or tag teams or different personalities, but I think at the end of the day, you got to go way, 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 way back to a pioneer who kind of set the trend for Memphis wrestling, broke color barriers, broke all kinds of barriers, and that's the Diamond Ring Cadillac Man, Sputnik McGrow. That's the 4.
Welcome back. More good stuff from Jeff Jarrett. I would have loved to see Jeff wrap a guitar around somebody's head at Landers Center. That would have been awesome. I mentioned the fans were awesome. Man, the fans were so cool. So when we got there, I didn't know where we were sitting. We were up where you were, Eric, just about to walk down. And Maria says, we're on the other side. Do you want to walk around or do you want to walk through the people? And you know what your boy wanted to do. I wanted to walk through the people.
I watched you do it.
He wants people to be like, 5-star,
No.
5-star.
It never gets old, though. So anybody that's listening to this, it never gets old. My family makes fun of me. Brady especially, like, dude, are you not used to this by now? But when you walk in somewhere, Devin, you know what I'm talking about. E, you might a little bit, but you get what I'm saying with you, E. But like, you know, for the people to want to take pictures and to yell stuff at you, whether it's Grizzlies or Memphis Wrestling or whatever. So we go all the way around, and I see a ton of people that I know, a ton of people that I don't know. But then we're trying to get to our seats, and for some reason there's like an issue, and I'm like, what's the deal? And they're like, well, we're trying to get to our seats in the front. And I'm like, in the front where? And they're like, the front row. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, I do not sit front row anywhere, especially like at a wrestling show. That's just not like we're in a box or something, and I hate it. I really do, because I want to be with the people. I want
the band shirt of the band you went to see.
What's that?
You're like the guy who wears the band shirt of the band you go to see.
I did not have that
like
on. Anyways, so we were sitting front row, and the kids freaking loved it. Like, it was the most fun that I can't remember having more fun, like at a SmackDown or something, just because, you know, if we are up in a box or if we're sitting somewhere, we're not near the people. So it was really cool being right there near the people. And then guys like Archer yelling down at us, or seeing Mackenzie Morgan in the ring, and then you're so close you can make eye contact, and they're like messing with us, like Christian's laying down on the floor, and I've got video of that.
That was amazing, by the way.
And we're like yelling at him, messing with him, you know, while he's doing it. And he'll look over and kind of put it over for a second, but then get right back to whatever, because there's a camera in his face. But it was a really good time.
It was a good time, but I will say this though, bro. And I said this about the AEW show the last time they were here. It's a lot of wrestling, bro. And this is the thing where we talk about the difference between WWE shows and we talk about AEW shows. WWE shows, E-Rock, you talk about this all the time. WWE shows are made to entertain you, right? They're for casual or fringe wrestling fans that are there. They see WWE's in town, then they go to the show. Production value is crazy. There's stuff on the Jumbotron running all the time to keep you engaged. AEW is a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Like, bro, some people don't need 10 or 12 minutes to go, bro. I'm sorry, if I'm being honest. I don't need to see certain people wrestle for 12 minutes. Like, it's like they give everybody so much time to just like go. And it's like, I'm sorry, bro. I don't need to see what match was it? Because I told my girlfriend, I was like,
well, one thing that I noticed is they dim the lights at WWE. They dim the lights, and then there's a video package or something that you can at least. You're not really watching commercials, but you're like, oh, I remember that WrestleMania, and you're kind of watching the highlights, and all of a sudden they get you hyped. 3, 2, 1, whoa, and the lights come back up, and here we go, we're back to it. AEW is like the lights dim, and then the ring announcer just really kind of it just was dim, and then, 30 seconds, he'd say 10 seconds, and then we're back to the video board. It was just like,
yeah, it's like, it's like a very, very wrestling. Like, if you like like wrestling, just I feel like I felt the body odor from the person next to me because these are real wrestling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like it was fun though, man.
Can we talk about Marco's stunt almost being killed though?
Bro, the lawn door into the turnbuckle, bro.
Yeah. Nice pop for Marco. Marco's from here, hometown boy. They never really did an ending to any story with Jurassic Express. He was fired. He told me why he was fired too. It was a very interesting story that involves
Bet you won't say it.
It was can I say the word dildo?
He got fired over a dildo.
There was a wrestling spot where there was a dildo in the ring and they were trying to ram his mouth on it.
Wait,
what? He got fired. Eric, go ahead and put it in your Google machine.
Hold on.
Type in those words.
Marco,
and you will see.
Dildo.
I can't believe we're doing this right here. Sorry, Marco. Marco came by the Wrestle Center earlier this week too. He was very excited.
Like an AEW match or like a?
It was, I think, a GCW match, but Tony Khan called him personally and said, and then they didn't renew him after that, and I know that's why. It was everywhere. It went viral because it was so,
I love watching Devin's face while he's doing this.
Yeah, bro.
But Devin's the one that always wants to talk about the controversial stuff. And so here you go.
That's what people want to know. People want to know about the controversy. And we got a controversy of our own in Memphis, Tennessee, 5-star, if you really want to talk about it.
There's not a whole lot of controversy.
I've been seeing all these damn graphics on my timeline of Memphis Wrestling XL with Parker Boudreaux and whoever this huge woman that's coming to try to beat up Mackenzie Morgan and what's his name? K Toomer versus what's his name? You don't want no problem because I don't want no problem. Whatever his name is.
You forgot his name, but you know his theme song. I love it.
Yeah, I know his theme song. But back to the Parker Boudreaux thing. As I've been seeing on the timeline, all those graphics 5-star have been wiped from the abyss.
You rewrote the algorithm and wiped it off the internet.
You want to explain why, Dustin 5-star, why you wiped it from the abyss or the timeline?
Parker Boudreaux will no longer be appearing at Memphis Wrestling on Sunday, so that's pretty much it.
Did he do the Boogeyman thing or did he do the Kevin Nash thing?
He was an extremely nice guy, but you said Kevin Nash or who?
Kevin Nash is just a no-shower, so he didn't do that.
Or Boogeyman.
It was more along the lines of a boogeyman. Let's just put it this way.
Let's go.
Like, listen. It's not.
How can I say it? I don't even want
to. Can I tell the story?
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. How about that?
Okay, this is like I understand what people do, but if I understand from a 30,000 foot view, is you booked him for Memphis Wrestling. You paid for his flight. You paid for his hotel. You paid for him to be the feature attraction to bring eyeballs on your product. And then while he took advantage of all that, the night before, he then booked a show for a rival promotion in the same market. And you just said, I'm not paying for your hotels and your flights if you're going to subvert me and do their show first.
Yeah, that's not cool. And it has nothing to do with rival or competition or anything like that. It has everything to do with it. When you pay to fly somebody in, Devin, if you book somebody for an appearance, they can't do it 2 days before you, 10 minutes down the road, and steal your thunder and then like off of your dollar. That makes no sense. But anyways, Cowboy James Storm will be there live this Sunday. If you don't believe me, what? If you don't believe me, check it out for yourself.
Memphis, this Sunday, Cowboy is coming back. Sorry about your damn luck. See you this Sunday.
Welcome back to Grind City Wrestling. I hope you guys got what you wanted. Cowboy James Storm is coming. He's
the savior of James Storm.
5-star. Hey, 5-star. I love how those graphics look so much better with James Storm on them than Parker Boudreaux.
They really do, though, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It look fantastic.
He's a bigger name.
Anyway, lots going on. James Storm is much more known than the other guy. And then also it kind of shows you maybe that's why the other guy hasn't stuck with these promotions that he gets hired from. Bad business. Anyway, Devin, what's going on this weekend?
Damn, bro. I am in Las Vegas for the whole weekend, and I got to see if I make it allowed live, but I think I should. I probably watch a lot of wrestling too. This is going to be a time too when I take a seat back and watch some wrestling. On my watch list is that WrestleMania hour documentary they did.
Me too.
Like with Rock and all them.
Where do I watch it? Where do I watch it?
It's on YouTube.
Okay, I couldn't find it on Peacock.
Yeah, the full thing is on. It's like an hour long. It's on YouTube, so that's on my. It's like the documentary they did for like the WrestleMania lead up about like Cody and The Rock and all that kind of stuff.
And Rock takes credit for everything. It sounds like there's a new meme out.
They said it's shot so well though. Like there's some stuff in there that's shot. Like it's not like the ring footage.
Is Pete Pranica out there with you guys?
I have not seen Pete.
Okay, he's supposed to call wrestling with me on Sunday, so I was just wondering.
I mean, he's supposed to be out here. That's the word. That's the streets are saying.
You got to Parker Boudreaux you.
Yeah, you're gonna get Parker Boudreaux, bro.
Let's be clear. No, I told him no. I'm good. We're cool.
I would say he was not. So we had our team fight last night. He was not on there. I think he's always out here though for some reason because I know he does stuff.
You know he's out there wearing his khaki shorts.
Type shit.
He was calling some of the games, and so I was wondering. I'll shoot him a text. What you got going on this weekend? You're not in Vegas.
No, I'm not in Vegas. I will be in Vegas 2 times in the next month, though. But I am hanging with the family. But then Sunday morning, I fly to Orlando for an NBA conference. I'll be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Come back Wednesday morning.
Awesome.
We got to find a way to get some more time on this podcast because, bro, we didn't even talk about freaking the Money in the Bank, the freaking botch on the low blow, which is freaking hilarious because the streets are saying my guy may have been concussed. That's why he missed his spot. What do you think, 5-star?
I think that's a very it was done very. It's like amateur is what it is. I mean, that's a guy that should not.
How do you miss the crotch, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. That's green as goose shit right there is what that is. That is so bad. That's like what a rookie would do. You cannot do that, especially when you're in the bloodline. I just feel like the only true valuable member of that bloodline at this point, not counting Solo, is Jacob Fatu. Like the other guys just all seem very cookie cutter like. They all look the same. Something's got to be done. They got to change it up a little bit, or else Jacob Fatu is going to eat them all. He's going to eat them all alive. Oh, bro! Also, the referee. What about the referee? And we got just a minute, but on the tail end here, you've got this World Heavyweight Championship match. Big babyface Seth Rollins making his return, hits the Falcon Arrow. Who won? A two, and there was no logical explanation at all, other than maybe Drew's music. And that was one of those pinfalls, guys, that you dream about on a false finish because all the crowd was 1, 2, oh, it was like they were so into it. That's the worst time to ever mess up a pinfall. And I don't think it was Spider's fault, Rob Zapata. I don't think it was his fault. He should have counted the 3 because that's what we're taught to do. Referees are shooters. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets punished or was it
he's also in an ear.
Triple H brought on the press. It was botched.
It's a work. It was. I think they were supposed to hit Drew's music, and I don't know why Drew's music would stop the ref from counting, but I guess it was because
it's wrestling. That's why
Priest didn't kick out. And so we are taught in the business, no matter what, you count that 3. And I was telling Maria this too, and she's like, yeah, but then the title changes. I go, I know. Now they got a major problem. But Priest obviously didn't even flinch to kick out of that thing.
Yeah, it was bad. Triple H had to address it because someone asked about it in the media veil. So, yeah, bro, we didn't talk about Money in the Bank, but I feel like that was a pretty damn good show. And by the way, too, special shout out. And we don't give them enough love. I think I do got to do better at giving them love. NXT Heatwave was a phenomenal show too. I got to go back and watch it piece by piece. But the things I saw from it, bro, was amazing. My boy Trick Williams showing love to Harlem Heat.
Oh man, I love that, bro. I love that. And his entrance, I actually sent that entrance to Al Capizzi. So the music's like doom, 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 and then when he comes out, the words of the song are not even whoop that trick. They are all yelling whoop that trick. It was like an amazing scene for Trick Williams on that intro.
Yeah, That was dope. But yeah, but that's like I said, there's so much wrestling we might have to extend this podcast so we really can address everything all. But
I want
a good time to be a wrestling fan.
I want to fit one thing in. What my worst wrestling of the week was. If you guys watched Samoa Joe, Chris Jericho last night, like the pace, so it just was bad in my opinion. It was so slow. It's like they're not even selling the holds anymore.
This is the worst version of Chris Jericho that we've ever seen, ever.
You don't like the learning tree.
Fight me, guys. Fight me, because I don't mind
the gimmick, but it's like him and Joe, when you get two old guys in the ring, they're just moving at slow. They're not whipping anybody in hard. It was not good.
Yeah,
that's tough.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna make the Mount Rushmore of Chris Jericho characters next week. Ha.
Ooh, do we want to do that? So next week, our Mount Rushmore of Chris Jericho characters. Let's not forget that, because that would actually be a pretty good one.
I'm a Jericho-holic. We out.
I am a Jericho-holic as well. So is Devin Walker, and for Devin, E-Rock, and myself, this is Grind City Wrestling, and we'll see you next week.
Any more Parker Boudreaux tea?
Was he like, F you, dude? That's bullshit.
No, he didn't really get salty until kind of the end. You kidding me?
That's tough. Tough for you, Parker.